This is just a quick video run through. Obviously we have our hitch lock here. You can use the double-sided silver key to go in here, twist this portion, not the key. You'll see how it comes apart after that. This is your hitch that goes up after that's taken out. Your chains should be crossed. The brake wire needs to be connected to that when you hook it onto your vehicle. The electrical plug must be plugged in. Test all lights in the rear before. Make sure your blinkers are working, your brake lights are working before departing. The gas, both tanks should be full, and it's obviously open and closed. You can read on it, and then the attachments here should not be really done anything with. It's just that you want to make sure they're always tight on there. Okay, the indicator here, well, if it's down, the little arrow right here is down in the middle. You can pull from both tanks, but you might just want to use one tank. Point it towards the tank that you're using, have that one open, have the other one closed, and then once one's empty, it'll show purple rather than green, and then switch it over to the other tank like that, and then open your other tank and close back the empty one. Okay, so that's that on the gas, and I'm going to leave it to the left here because we'll want to use that one first. All right, so this just comes off. If you have to refill a tank, you unscrew it. This little bar right here just lifts up, and then you lift the tank out and have it filled professionally, because they have to allow enough space in the tank for air and things like that. We don't want anything not overpressurized. All right, so now we have the battery down here. This is the battery disconnect. So to connect your battery, you just push that in, and then it turns. See, it goes in, and then there we go, and it turns. Okay, so that's the battery, and then we disconnect it when we store it. All right, these have been checked. The cells in these have been checked. Everything's cool. We have some distilled water in there to protect the cells. You have double batteries here. Be sure that when you're driving, your electrical's connected to the car so they stay charged up. They will charge up when you're driving the vehicle. And then you don't want to use all your power, for the trailer. You want to use your generator. You can use the battery, but you don't want them to fully drain down, or you won't be in good shape for doing your hitch. On the hitch itself, this is brand new. We just had this put on, so everything's in working condition. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's a light, there's up and down. I don't think we need to demonstrate that, but the jack will go up and down as you need to put it on your trailer, and when you're using the sway bars, you'll have to do the same thing to bring equilibrium to the sway bars. Will need to come almost equal to this, but just slightly below. Then you lift them on to put them in place and put the pins back in place. Okay, so that's that. And then you'll put the trailer hitch lock back on if you wish when you're driving. And you can, when you're parked, you can leave that in there too. Helps to prevent theft, I should say. All right, so on this side of the trailer, we have storage container here. You can lock it up here. You've got reflectors all the way around. Nothing's missing. I added extra reflectors for the front end in case somebody's coming at you when you're camping. And we have cones to use when you're parked to just make other drivers aware where your vehicle is. All right, so we have windows, which are also emergency exits. We have the storage down here. The single-sided silver key goes in here. It fits both sides. You don't have to worry about using a different key for either side. In the storage container, please don't store anything that could possibly catch fire, obviously. If you have to stow a gasoline or something, you might want to stow that in your truck. Things like that, so that we don't have vapors when you're sleeping and all that type of thing. This is the switch for extending the stabilizers, which are automatic. You can use the battery to stabilize it when after you have it leveled, then you put these down. Okay, these are not levelers, so you just put these down to stabilize the trailer when you're walking in it. These are you have to be very careful with these. You raise them up before you do any re-hitching to your trailer. Okay, so these jacks are always back up before you take off. You really have to make sure you run through the list, and don't take off with your main jack down either, because that's a big expense to replace. Okay, so now we have, this is just the awning arm, and the awning, as you see, is up there. That rolls out automatically. There's a remote which is inside the trailer right there. And then you have your door, your steps. I keep orange tape on here just so in the dark people can see where the step is, so there's no injury. Then we have plugs here, and this is cable. And then we have, this is your this one is your fill water for filling your water. Okay, and then we have your vents for your stove and oven. Another reflector here. The kitchen window should be cracked at any time you're cooking. It helps with the flow of air inside the trailer. This is your vent for your oven. There's a little tab right here that goes up and down for when you're driving. The other one on the right side had broken off. These are very fragile. They're small little plastic things, so they break easily. So when you're on the road, just close that up. Then we have, this is, I think, the back of the refrigerator. I've never opened it, and they told me not to. They said, don't even worry about that. That's for when we service it. So then we have our wheels here. Want to make sure we have a good inspection here. These are pretty doggone new. They got some really good tread, and no bulges in the tires. We had these checked. They're due for a repack of the bearings in about a couple of months, but we're all good to go per Camping World. All right, so now we have, this is your flush. Okay, that means you stick the red hose in here. Anything to do with flush is using the red hose, not the white one. Please do not use the white one unless you want to get sick, because that will be inserting something that you're going to be putting your drinking water into that water fill over there, whereas this one, you insert the red hose to flush out your toilet tank, okay, when you're all done using it, when you empty it all out. Because after it's all empty, you want to flush at the flush station, you want to flush the water through it so that it cleans everything until the water runs clear. All right, so here's just the second arm of the awning, and when I do my run through with you, I'll show you how there's little knobs on it, if you want to lower the awning or raise it up to a certain tilt. It's pretty easy. All right, so here's our back door. Same thing, we got steps there. Just pull those out. Please be cautious, at night when you're using them. There is a little guiding light that lights up, but I have found I like the tape on there just to be sure. Okay. So now we have, the only thing I wanted as far as any kind of damage on this side, we just have some scratches. I think it's back behind the door. Yeah, let me show you that. So we have just some little silver scratches right there. Okay, so that's the existing damage there. So we'll park that on the papers, on the paperwork. Okay, now we're going to go around back. We have, everything's in good shape. We have your spare tire back here. We have our lights. We have our reflectors all in place. We have a ladder for the roof. Please do not go on the roof unless it's an emergency or unless you absolutely have to. It will not hold weight for partying up there. It's absolute no-no. So plus it's dangerous. And the camera hookup is there. I have a portable camera, and then I'm going to squeeze in around this side. We're at the storage center, so hopefully I fit through. Okay, so now we have this side. This is your utility shower, unlocks with the same key that unlocks the single-sided silver key. It unlocks the storage containers. So then we have city water connection here if you were up to a RV park, and then we have this is venting, and honestly I have no idea what's in here. It's another one that they said don't open. So we got reflectors all around. We got the bunk emergency exit window. We have the slide out right here on this side. You'll see this must be closed. You see how tight it is, okay? So please don't go driving with it open. Then we have, these are just rain gutters sticking out up there. That's just to drain the water off the roof if it rains. We have your electrical right here. That cord can be pulled out and connected to in an RV park or a generator. Then you have your cables, different types. You'll have to figure out which one to use depending on what park you're in. All right, and we have some blocks for the tires when you're parked. These tires as well. They're all pretty much brand new, good tread, a little bit dirty, but all the wheels will be checked for proper inflation. And I'm gonna go right here real close to show you the, here we have the number of it. And then we should have our inflation rate. I think it's 50. Let me find it for you here. Max load. There we go. Okay. So max 50 PSI. All right. So no higher than that when you fill them. Okay. So now we'll inspect the other tire. Here we go. There's no bulges. We got tread. Wheels are all in good shape. Axles are excellent. And we're going to squish through. I think I'm going to have to turn around unless I can squish through on this side. We have another kitchen window here. I always make sure all the windows are shut before I go. Obviously, I do a walk around like a pilot does on an airplane. So that's why I make sure that I have everything done. So another in the master bedroom here, another escape window. Then we have the other hatch. So we're coming around. This is not broken. However, the other one on the other side is broken. So that is another piece that is not on the trailer. All right, so we're going to go inside now. Get the stairs down. You just lift them and drop it down. So we have a fire extinguisher here. We have your carbon dioxide alarm there. It's green when it's good. If it's red and beeping, you need to get out and open the windows to the trailer. These are my leveler bars and the tool you use to put it on. I have a big hitch if you guys are going to end up needing to use that. We have the entertainment system with a brand new Sony TV here. Has been used just very little. The hookups are up here. And this mainly is for DVD unless you have your own TV outfit. This is the remote that goes to some of these battery operated lights that I have around the cabin inside if you need emergency lighting. These have AAA batteries in them for emergency lighting, or if you want a party night, just make sure if you burn them out, you could please replace the batteries because there's quite a few of them. And then we have this sofa. This has a little bit of down in the cushion that's pressed down just from use. But no tears, no cuts, very, very good shape. Then we have the back here with no rings, no stains. The blinds are all in good shape. Everything's good. Blinds there, all in good shape. They actually pin for driving right here. You just put them in the little dot right there, in the little hole. Simple, okay? So they're not clanging around when you're driving. So we have our sink. And this is a big sink. This is the fire smoke alarm, which will go up above your head here. And I'm going to get some sticky tape to put that up actually because the screws keep wanting to make it hang down. All right, so then we have blinds here, all in good shape. Little bar to open and close. And we have the cabinetry. This is some emergency lighting as well if you need it. If your batteries go down, I always have little emergency lighting, but we save those batteries for emergencies. Okay. This is another one. It's magnetic. Same thing. Emergency lighting. I have a couple hot pads there. All these windows are in good shape for the cabinet. Here you got good coverage here. You got electrical to the microwave. This is something you can use for a cutting board, as you see, to protect the counters. I'd appreciate that if you did that, because we don't want to have cuts in the marble here. Okay, thanks very much. And we have the hood. We have one little dent here, thanks to my son. Anyway, that's all fixed up now. It's just got the little teeny thing, so we'll mark that as a damage. Now we have the oven. The glass top is all in place. Everything's clean. We have the stove. Everything's clean. 3 burners. We got the oven. These little paint marks on here are off, so I can put a little, I'll try to put a little white thing on there tonight so you guys know which is off. You have to click on, put the burner on light, and then you click this until it lights. On the oven, it's going to be a little harder than you think. You got to there's a little lever here, okay? That is your temperature sensor. And in the back, there's a little wire. You can't see it. I don't have my flashlight right now, but there's a little place. Let me see if this light, I'll light it up. Oops, the batteries fell out. But anyway, you'll find it. It's a little hole. You just put your lighter up against it, and it should light the oven. But you got to hold this pilot light to on position, okay? All right, so that's the oven. And don't give up on it. You'll get it lit. You'll figure it out. It just takes a few tries. It took me a while. I couldn't get it at first, but you know, it's just like anything else. You just practice. Okay, so we have an ice cube tray in there if you want it. The freezer is all clean. The refrigerator is all clean, all ready to go. We have, that's just a little fuzzy right there. The drawers, nothing's cracked or broken. There we go. All these trays, nothing's cracked and broken, and everything's clean. The front of the refrigerator, no damage. And I'll try to get some more light in here. So, and no damage on the freezer as well. Now here's your instructions on this. Okay, you have check, off and on. So when you turn it on, you obviously push the off and on. Then you have your auto. It runs on auto when it's hooked up to the car, and and it's using battery from, as it charges through the car running. When you get to your camping spot, you're going to want to switch it to gas. Okay, I think it's the indicators show you when it's pushed down or up. That's what you're using. And this will blink if there's something going on. Okay, otherwise it's going to seek out which mode you're in. Like it's going to be looking for gas or electric, one or the other all the time. Okay, so now if you have your gas shut off, in other words, then it's going to try to run by electric. All right, so now we have the indoor pantry. We have a little bit of, teeny bit of damage here. So I want to mark that just a little bit. I might cover that with something. But then we have the, this is the AC. Okay, so you have on, it'll go on mode, off mode, fan, and then temperature up and lower. Okay, and obviously if you need heat, there's a heat mode for it too. Just be careful coming out of the bathroom. Sometimes this gets pulled off. If somebody bumps it with their shoulder, just snap it back in place. But please be very careful not to bump it if you can, because it will fall to the floor and it could get damaged. Okay, I don't know why they put it there. It's a bad spot, but I didn't agree. Okay, so now with this door, I've asked them to change this many times and try to fix it, but ever since I got it, this door doesn't shut super duper tight, so you have to give it a little punch, or not a punch, but you know what I mean, a little push, and then that will close and you can lock it. All right, so up here we have the bunks. I'm going to be taking some of our bedding out if it's not going to be used, and the mattresses are clean. They have what I usually cover them with is a mattress cover. If you need covers, you can let me know and I can get those for you. This has a full curtain, full length curtain. I had all the framing and everything, just made sure it was all very, very secure by Camping World. It goes around, it's got the hangers. It's only got one little loopy thing missing. All right, so now this is your slide out right here. You must make sure when you bring it in, there's nothing in this crevice, okay? Nothing in front of it and nothing on the other side, which is right there on the very end of it. So make sure that everything is out of the way when you push it out or take it back in. Okay, so now we have the seating here and the table. This is all in good shape. That is just a little crumb right there. There's no scratches on the table. There's a little teeny weeny stuff right here. Okay, then we have the seats, no stains. We've cleaned and everything is all good. You can mark anything that you might see, but it's pretty spotless. Okay, and all the way around, no tears, no cuts, nothing. All right, and these are what you're going to put when you take out the legs of the table. Okay, they just pop out. There's no unscrewing, no nothing. You just lift up the table and pop out the legs. Just be careful when you do it, because sometimes they get stuck in the upper part of the table and they might drop on your foot. Now we have the carpet down below. It's cleaned. It's not burned or holes or anything. It's very, very in good condition. Now you have storage under here, just so you know. These boards lift up, okay, for storage. Do not try to put anything too heavy in there. There's more storage here, because when you pull this in and out, you want to have your the slide out to be light. You don't want it to drain the energy too bad, okay? And there's a cabinet to open underneath here, and that closes tight. There's a little bit of, oops, let me clean that a little better. There's this little teeny spot right there. Okay, so we got all that. That's good. Kitchen cabinets. So I have dishes and pots and pans. We'll take those out if you don't need them. If you need them, I have just a small charge for usage, and in case there's missing or breakage, it just helps me cover that expense. There is a little bit of wear on this kitchen drawer and a little bit wear right there. Okay, so these are filled right now with everything you need. If you don't want that in there and you want to bring your own, that's fine. So it's got every utensil. Those all go as part of the kitchen package. I think I have it priced at $40 per usage. And then the microwave is usable when you have a generator. So it's pretty self-explanatory. It's in good shape. Nothing's dirty. It's very, very clean. The light and everything I don't have the battery on right now, but that should all be working. And the fan, I cleaned all of that. Everything's really nicely done, and no damage on the countertops. Things are pretty darn good, and we don't want to rent it out unless it's in good shape. So the AC, there's another light up here for emergency lighting, so you have that. The AC, this is very, very fragile. Please don't pull too hard on it, but I do wash this filter almost daily when I'm running the AC, because all you have to do is rinse it out in the kitchen sink, let it dry real quick, and put it back in, okay? And that keeps your air filtering clean. All right, this shuts and opens and shuts, so you can have forced air through the other vents at night, or you can have it blasting out here during the daytime when you're out here or cooking, okay? So you have lighting, you have vents all throughout like that. They do have directional, some of them have directional, and they might be a little bit difficult to turn, but you just turn it a little bit. And then we have vents all through here. There's a little bit of damage to this wall where the black stickers are, but I will have you inspect that and mark it on your paperwork. And everything else, there's no holes, burn marks, or anything in these mattresses. I want you to look at those closely when you come for your inspection. And no damage or anything on this door as well. We'll mark that. The bathroom, no damage here. The sink is clean. Let me back up a little bit. There we go. And towel rings tight. We have the plug there for you. Mirror, no damage to this as well. And then we have inside, I have emergency water here in case somebody needs to wash or rinse their hands or disinfect after they do the toilet draining and washing out. I just leave a little tissue in here in case it's needed. And then the tissue actually does not go in the John. This is Scott brand paper. It's made for septic tanks. It's a little less expensive than the RV toilet paper, but either one, RV paper or Scott, make sure you read on it that it's septic safe. All right. We've got a little garbage can in here. I have the curtain. Everything's well on that. This is brand new window here and screen, brand new. Everything works, the little motor, everything. That's your bathroom vent. You have this little skylight. It has one little spot up there that my son thought he would have a little fun and put a little cigarette burn in there, unfortunately. But that's what teenagers do, I guess. So now this is all functioning and well. This is all caulked and ready to go. We've got it all clean for you. And that shower can be handheld to help you save water. Okay, so now we have the locks. This is in the, should be, it's in the unlock position. Yeah, there we go. That's locked. Now, when you're using this door, the door itself, if it doesn't pop open real easy, it's kind of on spring loaded. So just give it a little shove with your arm, you know, against it if you're having a little trouble. It's always been kind of sticky since the day we got it. So don't be surprised if it just takes a little firm push to open it up. Okay, I've had them adjust and readjust the frames many times. All right, so now towel rack, all nice and locked in place here. We used to have it here, obviously, and we're going to fill those holes, but we had to have it reattached because it came loose after a while. All right, and this is all firmly attached as well. And I think that's it for the bathroom. Down in this cabinet, we got no damage. Just got a few items in there that I will pull out. There's actually there's some room spray. This is the solution that you use for the toilet. There's instructions on it. Please do not use the toilet until you have 4 gallons of water in the tank. You can put it in by jugs through here, or you can, you know, hold the flusher down when you got your big tank filled and just let it fill up with water that way. So either way. But if you have to have emergency potty, please make sure you have 4 gallons. I usually store it in the bathtub. I take off from the grocery store, Walmart or whatever. I pull up some, get some just regular water and keep it for an emergency in there. So you don't want, you know, waste sitting at the bottom of the tank, you know, sludge. So you want water, and then you want to put the blue stuff in. Okay. The blue stuff helps to degrade the toilet paper, the waste. So it's all liquid. All right. Enough on the gross stuff. So we're going to come back out, and I'm hoping this kind of helps you with a little bit. If you have any questions, my number is 916-968-0084. Please do not hesitate to give me a call if you're having a real problem. A lot of fellow campers will know certain things. You can ask them. If you lock yourself out, I suggest that you take one of the keys, each person, whoever's, if there's two people, and each person have a key. So one has the key to the back door, one has the key to the front door, and I have them coded with different colors. All right, so now as far as keys go, there's one key to the lock on the hitch. There's one key to the lock on the storage containers. So we have to be sure that it's locked up, because we have the TV here. You don't want that to go bye-bye. And your valuables as well. So in the master bedroom here, I didn't go in here, but we have just some hangers. I got some extra bedding in here. I can take all this out if you need it to be out. And then shelving up here is where I usually keep my clothing, or you can hang it. And these need to be snapped shut, or excuse me, open when you're driving, so they're not flying all over the place. And because it will pull on the rack up here to bring them down. This has all been tightened up, repaired recently because it got loose. And then there's some little bit of this thing. Don't worry if it pops off. It does all the time. I asked them to put a staple in it, but they didn't. So that, you know, that's that. But I'm trying to let you know anything that's peculiar about it, just so you kind of don't worry. I suggest plugging in one of those adapters that have a charger here. And there's your other closet. It's all in good shape. No holes, no burns, no stains. Everything's cool on the outside. And that's it. Okay, so the mattress has always been covered. This is an additional luxury item, the foam on the top. It doesn't quite fit the whole thing, but it's very, very comfortable for 2. Okay, so this just, you know, if you don't want the foam here, it's not as comfortable, but you might want that foam. But you can get your own bedding or mattress cover to put on that. I think it's a double size, or queen will fit. Okay, the bed is actually a queen size. All right, so that's that. And this actually has a little TV space below. Oh, you can't see it in the dark, but there's a TV space behind the cupboard, but I don't have a TV in the bedroom. Okay, we have a little mirror by the door that has for you to hang your keys on. It doesn't really take coats or anything. It's just a key hook. It's a 3M kind of a deal. I put the dog leashes here, things like that. And this is a little coat hook or sweater hook, as well as this one here. Okay, so I think that's everything. This, oh, we didn't go over this. This is the tank. So water pump, you need the pump on in order to pump the water to the faucets. The water heater, obviously, just turn it on 15 minutes before your shower, shut it back off after your shower. Okay, lights, interior lights, interior lights. Actually, these are the exterior, interior. Okay, this right up here will show your battery levels, your fresh water tanks, things like that. Everything's empty right now, and the battery will show once it's probably on low right now, but it needs to be hooked up to the car to be recharged up. So it's still functional for you to get your, you put your car on, you start running the car while you're doing your jack, and then it'll take the battery juice and from your car and put it into the battery on the trailer, and vice versa. So you can use that to do your hitching. You can also charge that battery up, obviously, by using the generator. I have the generator in the back. If you need it, it's 4 hours per day. That's no charge. It'll charge up the batteries just fine. You put regular gas in it, and you put no oil. I check the oil before each use. It's only been used once. And you do want to check the oil, but you don't need to put oil in it at this point. It's just gotten filled. All the instructions are right here. Make sure you follow them exactly. The gasoline goes in here. There's a gauge for the gasoline, okay? And we just went to the ocean not too long ago. Don't worry about this little boo-boo here, dent. And when it was shipped, it was like that, and I called the manufacturer. They said it had nothing to do with the engine, and it worked actually beautifully for me. There was no problem with it at all. So it's just the frame that got a little dented in shipment. All right, so yeah, just follow the instructions on this, and you shouldn't have any problem. It is very heavy, 110. You do not want to tip this at all. So you have to have 2 people lower it out and bring it back in when you leave. Okay, please do take care to disguise it when you're camping so that no one steals it. You will be responsible for you know, a brand new one if you do lose this, if it gets stolen. Okay, so if you have to lift it back up and stick it in here and lock it up, then I would suggest that you do that. Okay, especially if you're going to a festival or a some kind of a party or something, okay, where there's lots and lots of people. All right, well, that's the trailer. I hope you guys have the best trip ever, have a lot of fun, and I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up here before we ship out, but that's it. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.